The movie In the Heart of the Sea, 2015, highlights Nathaniel Hawthorne's high regard for Herman Melville's Moby Dick. This film, directed by Ron Howard, tells the harrowing true story of the whale ship Essex, which inspired Melville's novel. Check the link in the description for more on the movie, and stay tuned as we dive into the background of these two literary giants and their unique relationship. Herman Melville and Nathaniel Hawthorne were two prominent figures in American literature. Melville, born in 1819, was a New Yorker with a love for the sea. His early adventures inspired novels like Typee in 1846 and Omoo in 1847, tales filled with exotic experiences. Hawthorne, born in 1804, hailed from Salem, Massachusetts. He was already a respected writer. His collection Twice Told Tales in 1837 and the novel The Scarlet Letter in 1850 explored themes of sin, guilt, and Puritan society. In 1850, fate brought Melville and Hawthorne together in the Berkshires of Massachusetts. Melville and his family had moved to Arrowhead, a farm near Pittsfield. Hawthorne and his family were renting nearby at the time. A mutual friend, writer Everett Dykink, introduced them at a literary picnic. The two writers immediately connected. Despite their differences, Melville, the fiery adventurer, and Hawthorne, the introspective observer, found common ground in their shared literary passions and their understanding of the human condition. Melville was heavily influenced by Hawthorne. This was especially evident during the writing of his masterpiece, Moby Dick in 1851. Hawthorne's exploration of complex themes resonated with Melville's own ambition to write a novel that transcended simple adventure. Melville found in Hawthorne a kindred spirit, someone who understood the darkness and complexity he was grappling with in Moby Dick. He admired Hawthorne's ability to delve into the depths of human psychology and explore the darker aspects of human nature. So, by the way, Herman Melville and Nathaniel Hawthorne primarily used quill pens and dip pens for their writing. These pens required frequent dipping into ink wells, which was a common practice in the 19th century. The paper they used was typically made from cotton or linen rag, which was more durable than the wood pulp paper that became common later. Melville wrote his manuscripts by hand, often on large sheets of paper that he could fold and stitch together into booklets. Hawthorne also wrote by hand, and his manuscripts were known for their neatness and clarity. The typewriter was invented in the 19th century, with the first practical typewriter developed by Christopher Latham Sholes in 1868. However, it did not become widely available or commonly used until the 1870s and 1880s. Therefore, Melville and Hawthorne did not have access to typewriters during their most productive writing years. Melville dedicated Moby Dick to Nathaniel Hawthorne, in token of my admiration for his genius. This dedication cemented their bond. In a letter to Hawthorne, Melville poured out his admiration, calling Hawthorne the man who first gave me confidence. Sadly, their intense friendship faded as quickly as it had ignited, perhaps due to geographical distance, or perhaps because of the very intensity of their connection. Nevertheless, the impact of their friendship on American literature is undeniable. Please continue watching for more details on their personal lives and relationships. Please consider subscribing to our channel. As we delve deeper into the lives of Herman Melville and Nathaniel Hawthorne, we should acknowledge the significant role their personal lives played in shaping their literary legacies. Both authors were not only writers, but also husbands and fathers. Their familial ties and domestic responsibilities often influenced their creative processes and personal correspondences. Herman Melville married Elizabeth Shaw in 1847. Elizabeth, affectionately known as Lizzie, was the daughter of Lemuel Shaw, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Judicial Court of Massachusetts. Lizzie was a supportive and patient partner, often enduring Melville's long absences and financial struggles due to his literary career. The couple had 4 children, 2 sons, Malcolm and Stanwix, and 2 daughters, Elizabeth, Bessie, and Frances, Fanny. Tragically, both sons died young, which had a profound impact on Melville and Lizzie. Nathaniel Hawthorne married Sophia Peabody in 1842. Sophia was an accomplished artist and writer in her own right, and their marriage was characterized by deep mutual respect and affection. The couple had 3 children, Una, Julian, and Rose. Hawthorne's letters to Sophia often reveal the depth of his love and admiration for her, and she played a crucial role in providing him with emotional and practical support throughout his career. In the 19th century, male friendships were often characterized by a level of emotional intimacy and physical affection that might seem surprising by today's standards. It was not uncommon for men to hold hands, embrace, or even sit on each other's laps without any implication of a romantic or sexual relationship. This behavior was a reflection of the social norms and cultural context of the time. Despite their literary fame, both Melville and Hawthorne led relatively private lives. Melville struggled with financial difficulties and personal loss, while Hawthorne faced his own battles with health and family responsibilities. Their personal lives, though often overshadowed by their literary achievements, were marked by the same depth and complexity found in their works. Melville's financial struggles were a constant source of worry. Though highly respected in literary circles, he never achieved the commercial success he hoped for during his lifetime. This, combined with the loss of his sons, weighed heavily on his spirit. Yet, through all his trials, he continued to write, driven by an unquenchable passion for storytelling. Hawthorne, on the other hand, grappled with health issues that often left him bedridden. He also felt the pressures of providing for his family, especially after losing his job at the Salem Custom House. Despite these challenges, he produced some of the most enduring works of American literature, his resilience and dedication shining through every page. Their letters to each other reveal not just a professional admiration, but a deep personal connection. As we delve deeper into the lives of Herman Melville and Nathaniel Hawthorne, we should acknowledge the significant role their personal lives played in shaping their literary legacies. Both authors were not only writers, but also husbands and fathers. Their familial ties and domestic responsibilities often influenced their creative processes and personal correspondence. Hawthorne's letters to Sophia often reveal the depth of his love and admiration for her, and she played a crucial role in providing him with emotional and practical support throughout his career. In the 19th century, male friendships were often characterized by a level of emotional intimacy and physical affection that might seem surprising by today's standards. It was not uncommon for men to hold hands, embrace, or even sit on each other's laps without any implication of a romantic or sexual relationship. This behavior was a reflection of the social norms and cultural context of the time. During the Victorian era, society was highly segregated by gender, and men and women often lived in separate social spheres. As a result, men formed close bonds with other men, and these friendships were seen as an essential part of their social and emotional lives. The concept of homosexuality as we understand it today did not exist, and affectionate behavior between men was not necessarily viewed through a sexual lens. The relationship between Herman Melville and Nathaniel Hawthorne has been the subject of much speculation and debate among scholars. They met in 1850 and quickly formed a close bond, exchanging passionate letters and expressing deep admiration for each other's work. Melville's letters to Hawthorne are often filled with intense and affectionate language, leading some to speculate about the nature of their relationship. However, there is no definitive evidence to suggest that their relationship was anything other than a deep intellectual and emotional friendship. Both men were married to women and lived what appeared to be straight lives. The language used in their correspondence can be interpreted in various ways, and it is important to consider the context of the time period in which they lived. Ultimately, while their relationship was undoubtedly significant and meaningful, it remains unclear whether it extended beyond a profound friendship. Melville once wrote to Hawthorne, "I feel that the Godhead is broken up like the bread at the supper, and that we are the pieces." This sentiment encapsulates the profound bond they shared, one that transcended their personal struggles and found expression in their timeless works. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Melville and Hawthorne's lives. Their stories remind us that behind every great work of literature lies a complex and often poignant human experience. Before we present the last bit of information, we would like to remind you to subscribe to our channel for more education, entertainment, and news. So finally, it is also rumored that Melville had a secret mistress who inspired parts of Moby Dick. This mysterious woman, whose identity remains perhaps uncertain, is said to have fueled Melville's imagination and passion for the sea, adding another layer of intrigue to his already fascinating life. At this point in our research on this subject, We cannot confirm that this is the suspected secret mistress, Sarah Morwood, a neighbor that Melville admired immensely, and allegedly was the reason for the family's relocation from New York to Pittsfield. But we will say more about her in the next edition of this video. Thank you for watching.